Well, we'll discuss the details of organic certification in more detail in a future presentation. Very briefly, there was extensive pressure on the United States government to establish certification in the 1980s, and that led to the passing of the Organic Foods Production Act of 1990, which tasked the United States Department of Agriculture with developing national standards for organic products. The first draft of the National Organic Program Standards was published in 1997. That was responded to. Some additional changes were made. And finally, the National Organic Program was published in the Federal Register in the year 2000. The National Organic Program is administered by the Agricultural Marketing Service within the United States Department of Agriculture. Very briefly, organic crop standards require that the land on which an organic product is produced have no prohibitive substances applied to it for at least 3 years before the harvesting of an organic crop. And that transition period is a significant factor that we'll discuss in the future. In addition to that, soil fertility and crop nutrients must be managed through tillage and cultivation practices, crop rotation, cover crops, supplemented with animal and crop waste materials. And there are some allowed synthetic materials that are additionally allowed in terms of fertility. Crop pests and weeds and diseases must all be controlled primarily through management practices, which include physical, mechanical, and biological controls. Though there are some biological, botanical, or synthetic substances that are approved for use when those practices are found to not be sufficient. Further, operations must use organic seeds and other planting stock. Organic seeds and planting stocks may not always be available, so some allowance is made for when that is the case. And significantly, one of the changes that was requested prior to that initial draft of the National Organic Program was the exclusion of genetic engineering or genetically modified organisms, the use of ionizing radiation, or sewage sludge being prohibited according to the National Organic Standards. When we discuss livestock and poultry standards, and we'll talk a little bit about animal agriculture in organics as we move forward. Dairy animals, animals for slaughter, need to be raised under organic management for the last third of gestation, or for poultry, no later than the second day of life. And non-organic dairy has a one-time opportunity to transition non-organic animals to organic production over a 12-month period. Producers must feed livestock agricultural feed products that are 100% organic, but they are also allowed to provide for allowed vitamin and mineral supplements. Preventive management practices need to be used in order to keep animals healthy, and producers may not withhold treatment from sick or injured animals. However, any animals treated with a prohibited substance cannot then be sold as organic. For ruminants, goats, sheep, these must be out of pasture for their entire grazing season, not less than 120 days. And they also must receive at least 30% of their feed or dry matter intake from pasture. All organic livestock and poultry are required to have access to the outdoors year-round. Animals may only be temporarily confined due to documented environmental or health considerations. In addition to the actual raising of animals, there's also handling standards for agricultural products. So all non-agriculture ingredients, whether those be synthetic or non-synthetic, must be allowed according to the national list of allowed and prohibited substances. We'll discuss that extensively in our module regarding certification. And any multi-ingredient product that is labeled as organic, all agriculture ingredients must be organically produced. unless that ingredient is not commercially available in an organic form and listed on a particular section within the Federal Register. Further, handlers must prevent commingling of organic with non-organic products and protect organic products from contact with prohibited substances. And we'll talk a little bit more about processing in a future module. But fundamentally, what this requires is a separate processing line for organic products, or very thorough cleaning of any processing line that is going to be transitioned from managing a conventional product to managing an organic product.